doo-dah, doo-dah. I am so bad at this. Okay, there we go. And no, one moment. Ha ha ha. Hello, everyone. It is Sunday morning. Everyone is asleep except for me. I have silk. I have a lot of silk, and I am exploring with a new device that follows me. This is exciting. Hopefully, I'm in screen because in the screen, and that I haven't like cut my head off or something. I can never tell until after the fact. And since I'm too lazy to actually put up my iPad, double check it, check comments, or find out if anyone is listening or watching me, because I don't care. This is my time. This is my time to focus on what it is that I'm doing. And even the potential of having an audience will make me focus. Now we have a new audio catching microphone going on. So this is going to be fantastic today as I mumble my way through all of this. All right, getting rid of this. I have lost my coffee. One moment. All right. We are doing Laughing Moon pattern 126, which is a bib front Regency gown. So think Jane Austen or Bridgerton, but not really. I would say Bridgerton is a fantastic example of taking a time period and going, let's make it crazy extra. I have Mr. Watson chasing a fly, so he is living his best life today. And I am going to begin this. Now, this is the exact same construction in the front minus the overlay in the front that comes together. Very similar to this actually with the tie. One more time. One more. All right. I now have two of these. This front construction with the front, the back, the side, the straps, the exact same as the ball gown. Only has two layers, and I'm not going to have to do the foldy thingy on the side. Yeah, I am totally a professional here. Okay, I don't have to do any bindings, so I don't have to make more of these, which are actually I wasn't as bad with this. I was not upset with this silk. Now this silk, I'm worried about. This silk is going to be it's going to be a lot. So we're going to sew the bodice part first. The skirt is fairly simple, and out of all of your historical or vintage sewing, I'd say this is the easiest one to get into. This is the one that this is some simple sewing. This is some straightforward simple sewing. This is a great beginner project for someone who's just okay, I'm ready to do a dress. I want to get into historical costuming. Regency. Absolutely. And Laughing Moon, their pattern instructions are so complete. 40 plus pages with pictures, and it's based on actual gowns of the time period. So, as per usual, I'm going to now ignore you because I'm here and I really need to sew. I think I've explained this enough. I'm going to hang this up. I'm going to start laying the pattern pieces out probably here. I'm not sure how I'm going to get a view. You know, in my Fluffy Bunny universe, I would have like two cameras and be a split screen, one that goes down over my desk and one doing at me. But yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. All right, let's do this. Oh, here's my clip. All right, I have a skirt, 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 skirt back, and the tie. I'm going to move all of this over here. This is leftover patterning, more leftover patterning. I'm getting a lot of that. Okay. Not changing the directions. I know what that is. Here's all of the ties. This is the most unsightly thing in my living room, but seriously, the best at actually, for the fact that I don't have enough room, this works really well. That's a reminder for something else entirely. I have two sleeves that, because it's this chiffon, I really don't want to necessarily hang those. I don't mind the skirt, but I do mind the sleeves. So I need to, I'm going to flat lay this over the edge because I don't think I'm going to need this over here quite yet. Okay, I have a darted bodice front, a lining, and the fabric. This would be the part that folds down and then gets tied back up. This would be the side fabric, fabric only. This is going to be interesting how it comes together. Bodice back. All right. Lovely little trapezoidal shape, as you can see with this fabric. Oh heavens, it went and looked at something else entirely. Hi, coming back to me. Ha ha ha. No, following me. Can you follow me? Is it when I turn my head because it's a face thing? Okay. I'm experimenting. It's supposed to track my face because I knew I was having trouble with back and forth and I was tired of moving the camera. Okay. Trapezoidal figure. Now, obviously, it's got the stripes. This one cut out better, but even that has a little bit of a wonky edge right there. And that's simply because, man, chiffon moves when you cut. It just, when you lay it down, it's very difficult to get the grain line perfect on this. This silk was a lot easier to use. I got this one from Dharma Trading Company. I highly suggest getting your blank white silk from there. Dharma Trading Company. Very nice. Okay. So that's my back. I have a bodice side, and it's just linings. Cut two. I have shoulder straps, and I decided to do the lining and the fabric in the black chiffon. How on earth does this go together? All right. Back, side, side. I mean, the back would have to hypothetically. Oh. Okay, there. Matching the curves to the curves. And then I need my instructions. What a shock. I thought I read them and I thought I had it, but, and of course, this one's dead. All right, we're doing view A with a 3/4 length sleeve. And it says to start with a bodice, so that works out well for me. And it wants In the wrong way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's do number 4 to number 3, which is slip loop. All right. Sides, sleeve, or strap. This is going to be very easy to get the wrong directions on this. These are not symmetrical from the top to the bottom, so now I'm double checking that I didn't flip anything around when I put them down after cutting them out. Okay, flip, and here to here. I have the markings for the 2 diamonds here, 2 diamonds here. 3, 2, 2. Putting this here. And then we have number 4. See how I am actually just laying everything out and then putting the pattern piece over it again to make sure that I am actually not flipping it around, going backwards, going upside down, or anything else like that. And I'm actually placing the pattern pieces on top of each other to check where my markings are to make sure that if I sew these, it actually lines up. One of the big things, I'm going to try to do this by stepping around the camera. I've been able to do that in the past with this, but I'm not sure how this is going to work. So give me a second. Okay, here. So you've got the 2 little markings right here, and you have the 2 markings right there. If you line them up perfect, this works out well. However, when you look at it, this is longer up here than this one. That's okay because you have a seam allowance, and seam allowances, when you put these together, never look right. Because if you put it together, you're going to go, but that doesn't, that's not even. But if you sew down here to here, it is. So remember, this is just a little bit of geometry. I don't like how I don't like how my camera focused on that. That was disappointing. All right. So I'm putting it directly on the pattern because I am not stitch ripping this. Under no circumstances will I be stitch ripping today. Because this stuff is some of the most cranky material. Oh, he found a fly. He is definitely living his best life. He is such a predator. All right. And then it'll flip down and do that. That's fine. We're going to lay it out. That didn't make sense. Which is the top? Which is the bottom? That didn't line up. I thought it would. I know this is incredibly boring, but the truth is that this is what sewing looks like. I could speed it up on any of my videos. In the past, I have. And this is why I have like 6 hours of content on film, and it's distilled down to 10 minutes. This is it right here. This is what always gets cut out because it's boring and it's slow, but it's not really boring. It's mostly just meditative. Ooh, I like how I lined that one up. Porcupine. Silk needles. Wonder what thread I have in my machine right now. I wonder if I have white or if I have brown. And considering but this is just the lining, so I'm not sure that okay, let's sew it. Oh my gosh, this is where I always had to like come back and move the camera. I sort of like that. We have white on, that will work. All right, 5/8 of an inch is the seam allowance. I will be using my handy dandy seam allowance guide to provide consistency, not necessarily accuracy, but consistency. I want to be consistent from the beginning to the end. I do have a silk needle in already. It has only been used a few hours, so it should be good. The second that it starts the material drags, does something funny. If the sound of the machine changes as I sew, I will be changing needles. Silk loves to move so much. I do not suggest a silk chiffon for a first sew. Regardless of how beautiful this will be, I do not suggest it. This is a mean sew. All right, let's double check that that looks right. That absolutely looks correct because we have from here to here. See how those angles look right? We're good. Okay, I am going to lay it down, a nice flat lay, one more time, so that we continue to be able to double check all of our work as we go. Because again, the goal is no seam ripping. All right, number 2. Now we're on the opposite side. I'm going to do the exact same thing. And it's easier this time because I'm just simply mirroring what I have already done. Porcupine. Do you remember that episode at the beginning of the year that I said, oh my gosh, stay ahead of all of your projects, really work far out ahead, don't do things last minute? Oh, wow, did I utterly, abjectly, completely, and totally not even close to take my own darn good advice and intentions for this year. I am way, way too close to the deadline on this dress and the next one. I have 2 dresses to go, and I can't pick up this needle. There we go. Oh, that lined up perfect. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Now, yes, I do know this is the lining. This was the chosen lining. This was where I decided that I wanted the straps to be slightly darker than this. I thought it would provide an interesting contrast. We'll see how I like it in the end. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Mostly I just cut it out first that way, and then at first I was going to do 2-stripe lining in general, and then I decided that I hated cutting out the striped material, so I decided to stop. Okay. And that's when I inserted the white, which will work out fine because I have a white petticoat under this. So it's not like this is going to be some sort of what? Okay, I have attached pattern piece 4 to pattern piece 3. I am supposed to press seams open and trim to 1/4 of an inch. I will not be doing that until the last possible moment, simply because if there is a mistake, you do not want to have had all of these seam allowances cut off. So I'm protecting future me from past me's oopsie daisies that I'm very confident that I haven't done yet, but isn't that always the way it is where we're like, "Oh my gosh, I totally got this right. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking?" So, been there, done that. All right, now we are going to be stitching pattern piece 2 to the back. So we're stitching the back to the sides. Press, open, trim to a quarter of an inch as in the previous step. Let's do that. Okay, pattern piece 2. That's right. So this is the back bodice that is attached. See that beautiful curve? See this beautiful curve? Let's bloop that way. And since I have this flat laid where I have the pattern piece, the side, the back, the side, I'm going to take the back and simply fold it over and match it up. And yes, I am eyeballing this a little bit. That's okay. I've got enough experience I can do that at this point. I may not be able to tell you how long 50 yards is by eyeballing it, but I know what a quarter of an inch looks like, and I certainly know what 5/8 looks like, or an inch. Basically an inch and smaller. I totally know what it looks like. Because this is a curved line, you are seeing me not pin anything. I prefer to simply be able to gently ease it with my fingers as I go along. Is this correct? Nah. Depends on your skill level, depends on what you're good at. You'll know whether or not you can do this or not. And yes, I am fiddling with this a little bit. That's fine. We can fiddle. I have time. No one is awake. No one is bothering me. And I can focus on this one thing. And it's totally good. Sometimes I have to talk to myself to convince myself we are going to have enough time to do all the things. Oh, okay, scoot that a little bit more. See, we're looking for where the two edges come together, where the needle will come down and it'll actually be even. And now it is. Oh, I probably should have taken my Zyrtec this morning. This has been a pollen heavy summer. Now let's do the curve. Being careful to only sew these two layers together and not to get the shoulder strap involved. Oh, that was pretty. Okay. So far, this is going really well. Oh, look it. All right. Okay, I'm digging this. I don't know how it is for you, but I love it. All right. I am now going to lay this back down. Oh, right. I'm good. I'm good. Hold on. That looks good. Do it that way. Don't sew it into the armpits. Sew it back onto the side. Check your angles. Lay it down. Make sure that everything still looks correct. Eyeball it. Make sure that we are sewing, in fact, on the right side of things. No stitch ripping, remember? That's the goal today. Okay, here we go. Let's pinch right here and get this seam put together. I hope any of your creative projects that you've been doing have been going well, by the way. Those are delightful things. Okay, here we go. Oh, hello, sun. What are you doing You're getting awfully high here. Not supposed to be out yet. I don't like where I put that, so we're going to lay that again. Actually, I'm going to flip this over. I don't think yeah, that looks, I can eyeball it just a touch better with the back piece over the side. I can see exactly where it's supposed to begin. Beautiful. All right, we have oh, that looks right. Good. Okay, let's get the sleeve, sorry, the shoulder strap attached to the front. There. As I said, this is the exact same construction and pattern pieces basically as the petticoat. So nothing that I'm doing right now, I have since I've made 2 petticoats, this is starting to look really familiar. All right, that's 1. And now let's get this one. Scooch, scooch. A little more scooch. When your material is so light that a thread from the bobbin can move your material as you insert it under the foot. Oh my goodness. This is a very movable thread. Fabric. One moment. Okay, here we go. This makes so much sense. Okay, this is starting to make more sense. Okay. We have this, and then we have these 2 pieces of the lining that are going to overlap in the front for the bib to come up and over. I have not trimmed any of the seam allowances. Again, I will do that last. Okay. I'm going to lay this down. We are now going to put together. Sorry, totally forgot about this. This is the inside. It's great. It's going to overlap. The bib will come up. Let's do the bodice. This is the part that I'm more worried about simply because, oh, it's going to be this material. This material is very frustrating. Okay, let's get some brown thread. Oh, that's pretty. Wonder if that's my. Oh, yeah, totally. Apparently, I had a plan. Good. Because it'd be really inconvenient to find out now that I didn't have a plan. Wow, I even have a bobbin. That is convenient. It's really the only neat thing I absolutely, most of the time, need my glasses for. Now, because this is silk, because this is such a cranky material, I am taking scraps right now. I'm going to run it through and make absolutely sure that even though I am very sure that my tension is correct, my needle is blah, 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 it should be fine. We're going to test it because, again, this is not the material that I want to stitch rip. If something goes wrong, I'm cutting out a new pattern piece because this material, this material would make me cry if I had to start stitch ripping it. So we're going to double check. I am double checking the top and the bottom to make sure that there's no puckering, that everything is even. It is. This is why you keep scraps. And now, stitch the bodice fabric together. You've got patterns pieces. One. One, three, mommy don't like right now. Okay, two, three, one. All right. You have the back, you have the straps, and then you basically have the sides. You do not have the front attached to this because this is the bib front. It folds down, folds up. This would be great for a nursing mom. I mean, like if you're a nursing mom and you're trying to do historical whatever, Regency. Oh my gosh. Okay. let's lay this out, because the second this starts moving, I have a feeling that this is going to get really dumb. It's going to be easy to flip this around. This is the material that likes to move. We have one, pattern piece one, pattern piece two, and pattern piece three. And as I said before, yeah, I would totally prefer to have a camera that goes down right now, but I don't have that. That doesn't exist yet. Okay. Pattern piece one, pattern piece three. This one's on the fold and is the back. This attaches to this, and then it's a strap. It's the exact same thing that we were doing before. So now I'm just going to lay it out. This is the back. Let's make sure we have this shiny side up so that when I fold it, there it is. The shiny side will still stay on the outside. Yes. Everything is correct so far. I am now looking again and making sure. Shiny, shiny, shiny. This is the outside. All of the outside is up right now. And then that's the shiny. Two. And then that side folds. Okay, I like the straps on that. And then this one, there's the shiny. There's the armpit. This would be the front that comes right there. Then we're going to fold this here. Okay. Let's sew it. I am double checking some instructions real quick. Bear with me. I do not want to mess this up because, again, no stitch ripping is the rule. And I'm also checking comments because I'm finally pulling myself together. I did not make this one. I made the dress that I'm wearing. I actually purchased it straight up to get an idea of the pattern behind this dress because it's got the corset thing in the back. It's got this in the front. This material is absolutely terrible, but I am finding out that I really like the design and it fits really, really well. I want to deconstruct this and create a pattern out of this, but at a later date and definitely with better material. The material on this is terrible, but I do love I like the color and I like the pattern behind it. That's really pretty. The other thing is there was someone else that made a really good question. Oh, the petticoat. It is not lined because what's going to happen here is that we are going to have so many layers of chiffon that it's going to be opaque and you're not going to be able to see through it. Also, that time period, the see-throughedness, we had different, there were different concepts of modesty of what was appropriate or not. It was a really wild, it's a really wild concept there. Okay. Uh, all right. I'm going to close out of that. I will continue to double check that. Double checking this. I like it. Let's keep going. Let's get the shoulder straps on to the side. This is such a pretty material. I love this one. Okay, gently not pulling, not stretching to the best of my ability. This is definitely a material you don't want to mess with a lot because when you do, it'll. That was my mad growl. I don't like it. That didn't fit. I don't know if things are stretching out. I am doing this again. Double checking everything. This is getting so tedious. Okay. This goes to this, that goes to this. This goes here. Flippity doodah. And fold down. This seems idiotically large. Don't know why I don't like that. I think that that is a cutting error on my part of things. Is it even on both sides? It is. Okay, then I'm going to say that since I have it cut very similar on both sides, we will sew this together and I will trim as needed after the fact. Oof. Ew. I don't like this. I don't like any part of this. Okay. No, I like it. It's just that I am acknowledging that this is a crazy challenge here. That is a huge amount of discrepancy here. Why is this so different? All right, we're gonna do it from here. All right, here we go. I'll figure it out. It will be fine. That's my biggest issue today. Although some seam allowances are still a thing, Nora. So readjust that. Do not skip your seam allowance. That's not where you fudge things. If you're going to fudge things, you need to do it on the sides of things, but you don't do it inside the seam allowance because if you change your seam allowance throughout your entire garment, it's not going to fit. Close enough. I can do that. Okay. Ah, sheep. Sheep run away. All right. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Ooh, that seems weird. Okay, that feels really different actually. There it goes. Oof. Okay, got it. Here, here, slide together. It was following me. Wonder why it's not following me now. It was totally following me. Actually, you've got a pretty good angle of me no matter what. Okay, here we go. Maintaining. Here we go. All right. Sure. Lay it flat, no bubbling, no possibility of catching any of the other material while I sew. Get this nice and flat. Line that up nice and easy. I love it. Fold in. Do not sew into the armpit. Just sew the sides. Side, back, strap, lay flat again so that we can. Okay, all of the seams are going the same way. This looks good. I am now folding again. Seam allowance is going the correct. Seams are going the direction that they should be. Seam allowance is even across everything. That's the more even part. So we're going to sew it the exact same direction and way from the armpit down. All right, here we go. Lay this flat. Oh, it's fun and it's sticky. I love cotton. I really like silk though. Man, like a a quilt weight cotton. Oh, structure and stability of it, man. That is something amazing. I swear, after this, I'm gonna sew something like a purse or a bag of like quilt weight cotton, do a Vera Bradley like inspired type of thing. Because seriously, I deserve it after this material. Man, this is so flimsy. It's gonna be so pretty. Okay, here we go. You are the seriously, I have the best audience. Like my comment section is always the best. I love you guys so much. Seriously, you guys are like oxygen. I have never in my the amount of times that I've been able to tell like my husband, the internet is such a nice place. I have the loveliest audience. I have the best comments. It's true. I don't know why I get this little corner of the universe that is so stinking nice on the internet, but it's true. All right. Um, all right, double checking because I flipped to the next page. Okay, stitch the bodice fabric together. Okay, do the straps. Right. Okay, let's not do this backwards. Here we go. Those go together. Straps to the back. I have the straps to the front. Now let's do the straps to the back. Those look the dimensions on that look more correct. I am dealing with dimensions that are just absolutely not like you can tell that the striping material like did that while I was cutting, and I promise you, I took the entire day. I mean, like the entire day to just cut out a few pieces. It was painstaking. It was worth it, but what do you want to bet that this moves as I move it underneath the feed dogs? The feed dogs are just they have an opinion and they need to not have an oh, it worked. It worked. Oh my gosh, that was the nicest slide. Oh no, never mind. I spoke too soon. Oh no, maybe. Not quite. Okay. Those feed dogs, man. Did you see that fly, Watson? I heard it. Oh, I know. Are you gonna get him later? You terrifying wolf predator descendant, adorable papillon, 7 pounds of terror. No, that is not good. I don't like what I did there at all. A baby. Doing the thing I don't want to do, but it's only two. Just one little thing. Get him, Watson. Get him. You fierce, fierce baby. You protect that house from this fly. All right, we're going to try it this way. Schnook. Dun. Ooh, that just feels so wonky. Not sure how I feel about that. Okay, there's gonna be some fudging on this. There's no way around it. There will be fudging. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. But there will be fudging. This material is just this is some advanced stuff. So that's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, just don't sew it inside out. That's the rule. Don't sew it one way and then don't Mobius this, the Mobius curve thing. Yeah, don't do that. No Escher-esque sewing. As long as you don't do Escher when you sew, you're usually okay. People have woken up in my home. They should go back to sleep. I don't know what time it is, but they could sleep in more. Oh my goodness. Try that again. There. There. Maybe. Ugh, gross. Gosh. Moving. All the material is moving. Break on jazz hands pretty soon. Okay. All right. Man, that looks small. Press at the outer edge of the fabric under 1/4 at the edge of the sides of the bodice. Yeah, I have people up, so noise at this point. Actually, I'm going to pause all this. I'll be back.